Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I am going to be making a dessert for Thanksgiving. I'm going to make a keto pumpkin cheesecake. So if you are looking for a keto dessert for this Thanksgiving, you still have time to make this. It is so good, really easy. You know that all my recipes are super easy. So I am going to make this up, and it's keto friendly, like I said, so good. For the crust, it's going to be some almond flour. I have powdered monk fruit. I had a hard time finding this in my grocery store, so I ordered this on Amazon. So I'll put a link to it if you need some powdered monk fruit and have a hard time like I did. Just check it out on Amazon. They'll send it right to you. So easy. So that, and then some butter for the crust. And then I have all my cream cheese, pumpkin puree, eggs, vanilla extract, and pumpkin pie spice. I'm gonna make everything in my spring pan, and then I use a little bit of parchment paper on the bottom to make sure that doesn't stick. So I will put the recipe for this in the description box if you wanna make it. Like I said, you still have time if you're in charge of bringing dessert to your family Thanksgiving. You can make this one. If you are sticking to keto, even on the holiday, have as much turkey as you want. You can have mashed cauliflower, my favorite. It's just like mashed potatoes, so good. So I hope that you have a wonderful feast with your families, a great day to be thankful for all we have. So I'm gonna get this all going and it'll be ready for Thanksgiving.
All right, I have my almond flour and I have my powdered swerve sweetener. So I've got a cup and a half of almond flour, and I'm using 2 tablespoons of swerve. And I'm breaking up all of the pieces so that there's no little clumps anywhere. I want to take anything out so that it's easy to add in all my other ingredients. So I'm going to use my butter. I have melted 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to mix this, and it's going to make kind of a thick, it's going to be the crust. So I'm going to make it, it's going to be really thick and a little bit crumbly, but so it's going to mix all the way together. And once it's mixed, I'm going to add it. I have my spring pan, which is perfect for cheesecakes. And I have a round piece of parchment paper. So you can just use cooking spray if you'd like, but I love parchment paper. I love baking mats, all that kind of stuff. Just makes everything so much easier, in my opinion. So I'm going to add in all of the almond flour, and this is the crust, like I said. So I'm going to spread it out evenly and make a nice thin layer on the pan, and then I'm just going to pat it down and kind of compact it to the bottom of the pan and make it just real dense so that it makes a really good crust. So once this is all compacted down, I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to cook it. I have the oven preheated right now to 325 degrees. And I'm going to bake this for 15 minutes until it gets just a little bit golden brown. And when it's golden brown, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to let it cool all the way to room temperature before I put in the mixture for the cheesecake. But this is a really good crust, keto friendly, which we love, and it's ready to go and be delicious. So while the crust is cooking, I'm going to make the filling for the cheesecake. So I have 4 bricks of cream cheese, which is a lot of cream cheese, but it is perfect for this amount of cheesecake. So I have 32 ounces of cream cheese and 1.25 cups of powdered swerve sweetener. So I'm just going to mix all of this. I had my cream cheese sitting at room temperature so it would soften, and so it's a lot easier to mix it, and it mixes way better than if it was all the way cold. So if you're going to make this, make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature. It just makes this so much better and so much easier to work with. So I'm just going to keep mixing it. You can use a hand mixer or a blender, or not a blender, but like a KitchenAid mixer, stand mixer. But I just used my hand mixer. I don't know why I keep saying blender. Hand mixer today, and it's just really easy. So I'm just going to keep mixing it to mix all the ingredients. And next I have my pumpkin puree. So I'm using a cup of pumpkin puree, which makes this so delicious. I have pumpkin pie spice, which I absolutely love in the fall. So I'm using about a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. You could definitely add a little more, a little less if you'd like. I have my 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm going to use 3 eggs. And so once I have the eggs in, I will mix this some more, make sure all of the ingredients are completely combined. And this is so good. I'm gonna just mix it super well, and it'll be nice and fluffy, and it'll be perfect and ready to go to put into my pan once the crust is cooled out of the oven. All right, my crust is done. It has cooled, and it is a nice golden brown, and I have all the filling. It is ready also. So I'm going to add in the pumpkin cheesecake, and oh my gosh, the flavor of this is so good. So I'm just gonna scoop it all in, add it to the crust in my pan. And once it's all in, I'll just smooth it out, make it nice and smooth. And then I'm going to cook this back in the oven for about 50 to 60 minutes at the 325 degrees. It's still set with that. So it's going to take about 50 to 60 minutes to cook, and then I'm going to let it chill in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. So I'll let it chill all day while I do some other things, and then it'll set up really nice. And it'll be so good. I like to add a little bit of whipped cream on the top, or any kind of topping you really like to kind of decorate it a little bit. But this is ready to go back in the oven, and it is so delicious. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. Keto cheesecake, definitely the best. Cheesecake is definitely one of my favorites, and you can totally have it on keto. So it is so good. Check the description for the recipe, and happy Thanksgiving.